Hi, my name's Adam. I'm here today to show you locations and preparations for setting up the Oriana light deprivation greenhouse. You want to have a level area. You want to have it on a south-facing side of your house, preferably, because that's where the sun is. I'm going to turn it sideways so that the length of it is actually facing south instead of the end. So I still have to do some grading over here to get it nice and flat before installing it. And then what I'm going to do here is use these boards to frame out the bottom. You can also put it on a concrete flat if you want to install a concrete flat. So here I've gotten all the profiles out of the box. I got some other random stuff still in the box, and we are in the process of finishing up the foundation, recessing it into the ground, making it level. I've laid out all my parts in numerical order so that they're easy to locate. I've also built a little table over here out of the box to put tools and all the screws that come with it on. Alright, step one is putting a threshold for the door together, requiring 2 of these. I enlisted Dom here to help me put it together. He worked for me last year out in Berry Creek and worked for me again this year at a property in Clear Lake. So him and I have been working together for about 2 years now. It's definitely a lot easier with 2 people. I could probably put one together by myself now that I've put 3 of them together, but definitely having that extra set of hands makes it quite a bit easier. So there's 2 different sizes of bolts. There's the 411, which is the shorter one, and the 8192, which is the longer one. Pay attention as to which ones you're using. I think we could have gotten more longer bolts in the box, to be honest. There is a step in the assembly where it calls to use the longer ones, where you can use the shorter ones, and in the future I will be using the shorter ones in place of that so that I have more longer ones in the end. When you get the 8x20, it comes in an 8x12 box and then an extension, so you'll be finding sometimes some of the parts in one and some of the parts in the other when you're looking for the same parts. You definitely want to have a space to lay everything out when you put it together so that you can keep yourself organized. Power drill definitely makes it easier as opposed to doing it manually with screwdrivers. The Oriana light deprivation greenhouse is pretty cool because it looks like a shed. Can't tell what's really going on in there, and it does a pretty good job growing. I got about 5 weeks in my first run on it, and it's coming along pretty good. I'm growing forbidden fruit, Gorilla Glue, and gelato in it. Forbidden fruit is a shorter strain. Gorilla Glue and gelato are both 9-week strains. I think forbidden fruit is about an 8-week strain. The parts are a little flimsy until you start getting it put together. It definitely gets more rigid as you build up on it. The aluminum is also pretty sharp, so you gotta be careful not to cut your hands. As you're putting it together, the pieces definitely like to fall over, so it's definitely a little tricky with the profiles leaning, not being in there because you don't tighten the screws up in a lot of them as well. And let's see how they go. Any more questions, feel free to ask them, bring them my way. All right, so we got through with the first 10 steps. We have our base in there, including where the door is gonna go, the 4 corners, the supports, and then cleats for mounting it to the ground are all in place. A lot of these screws are left loose because we're gonna be attaching the side posts to it.